name is Max James, and as always, I am one half of the Two Ton Nerds, and tonight is night 16 of the 31 Days of Fright horror movie project presented by the Two Ton Nerds, and for the next couple days we will be having a theme called Creature Features, and the first movie up is called Infestation, directed by Kyle Rankin. It's a horror comedy, and as always, I have my bottle of water, and I'll be right back in a few seconds to tell you what you need to know about this movie. I just got done watching Infestation, and I'm going to tell you what you need to know about this movie. And I got 6 categories to get through, and first up is the plot. The plot of the movie essentially boils down to a bunch of survivors having to deal with an impromptu bug infestation, and them kind of dealing with the world full of bugs. That's exactly what the plot is. 2 is the characters. You got Christopher Marquette. He plays Cooper, the bumbling hero of the movie. You might know him from Fanboys. You got Brooke Nevin. You might she plays Sarah. She's the hero of the love interest of the movie. You might know her from Grey's Anatomy. You got Ray Weiss. He plays an ex-military member, and he's also Cooper's dad. You might know him from like Reaper and 24. And other characters of the movie, you got Hugo. He's deaf, but he's very, very strong, which comes in handy very late in the movie. You got Albert, who is Hugo's dad. He's the father figure of the movie. Then you also got Cindy. She's a weather girl, and she's the blonde bombshell of the movie. So each of the characters are really, really different, but they're very cliche, and they offer they offer very something new to the movie, to the characters as well. But that's probably not enough for the rating, which I will get into later. Then you got 3 is my 3-act breakdown. Essentially, that's where I will break down the movie in the 3 acts, like most movies are. And first up is Act 1. It's essentially all the survivors and them dealing with the first interactions with the bugs, and them learning certain things about the bugs that will help them later on in the movie. Like, the bugs are blind, so noises kind of attract them. Then you got, which kind of leads into, and then they all collectively say that they need to get somewhere. Like, Albert and his son need to get to the wife and / mother. Then you got Cindy. She needs to get to her brother. Then Cooper comes up and says that, hey, when we just go to my dad's house, he's an ex-military, he has his own bomb shelter and stuff like that. And they're all like, okay. And that's where Act 2 picks up. Act 2 picks up them on their way to see Cindy's brother and the wife and / mother. And then they also learn about a few new things about the bugs, like essentially that the bugs can expel a gas that is very flammable, and there's also a new species of the bugs that they haven't seen before, like the crawlers and the flying ones. There's a hybrid where it's a human / with a bug, and they're kind of like the workers of the movie, because they go around collecting the people who are still cocooned. Then which leads into Act 3, where Sarah, she ends up getting kidnapped in Act 2. And that's where Act 3 kind of picks up, is where they have to go and try to rescue her with Ethan, Cooper's dad, Hugo, and Cooper. And that's essentially how the movie kind of breaks down. Then number 4 is special effects, makeup, and locations, and the details of the movie, besides plot wise. The CGI in this movie is great. It's not as good as like Prometheus, but it's not as like god awful as the sci-fi movies. But it's kind of in between. They don't look too fakey, but they're just right amount where like, oh, they're bugs, so you kind of give it a little leeway. But there's a few scenes where it's kind of a little fakey, especially with the scene where he's kind of there's a scene where he's kind of push a button for a bomb, and it's like you can tell the background's fake. And it's kind of bugs me a little bit, but it's not enough to kind of turn you off, like some effects in some other movies. The practical effects, those are really great, especially when the survivors are kind of interacting with the bugs firsthand, like on camera, like when they actually can grab onto it and shake them and like defend themselves from the bugs. Then you get the location. The location's kind of within the city. You got like the office, then the streets and Starbucks and all that kind of places. And then you got like the underpass, and then you got other people's houses, and it just kind of takes place all over the place. And all the set dressings are really, really great. It kind of looks like people are kind of caught off guard. That's what it looks like. Then makeup. The makeup is excellent in this movie, especially for the hybrids. The hybrids are the human slash bugs. They are really, really great because they actually look like the chromosomes and the genes of the human are falling apart. Like there's bald spots, and they're kind of like little sores kind of popping through. Like they're really starting to like degenerate over time. So it's a really nice effects. Number 5 is the deaths. The deaths of the movie are there's none of note, but there's some good ones. Like this guy gets run over. You got this guy who end up getting dropped by a bug. Even some of the deaths of the bugs are pretty cool. You got them like getting ran over by like a diesel truck. Then you got them like getting stabbed with a pitchfork, and just there's a lot of good deaths all around, but they're just none of note. And then number 6 is the ending. The ending essentially takes place with Cooper, Hugo, and Ethan's Cooper's dad. They all try to go rescue Sarah, and that's all I'm going to say. Because I really don't want to end in the movie, but once you see the ending of the movie, it might kind of turn you off a little bit because it might ruin the movie for you. Because I've seen a lot of good movies that are ruined by the ending. So, but it might turn you off. The ending might turn some of you off. So, overall, I do have a rating scale, but it's not really a rating scale. It's more of a classification. I got 5 little classifications. 1 being the worst and 5 being the best. 1 is your run of the mill. It's just like doesn't offer anything new. It's just kind of like your basic horror movie. 2 is your like movies that it's best watched with the group. 3 is it's a good horror movie but doesn't offer anything new. Then number 4 is it's offers, it may be the worst horror movie of all time, but it does offer something new to the horror genre. That's kind of like up for debatable for that one. Then number 5 is of course the classic. There's a few on this list that will fit in that one by itself. Then that's all. And Infestation kind of follows between 2 and 3. It's best watched with the group, but it's also a good horror movie that it just doesn't offer anything new. So that's really all I gotta say about this movie. So my name is Max James, and as always, I am one half of the 210 Nerds, and I'm gonna go geek out.